When I was younger and I was in the Ranger Battalion on Fort Lewis, we had an agreement with the MPs and then the contracted police that worked on McCord and Fort Lewis proper.
Mm-hmm.
That if they come across, people in Ranger Battalion or some of the Special Forces units, that they usually would at least try to call the command first to try to get the situation under control. Now, this is on post. This is not outside,
Yeah, not the little podunk town
Yeah.
PD. Yeah.
So I'm on CQ. I just got promoted to sergeant E5. Phone rings. It's a staff duty. One of our staff sergeants is, living on post, and apparently he's drunk. He's doing all kinds of crazy shit. MPs are in the parking lot. I got like 20 minutes to get there. So I roll up, and they see me get out of the drunk van because we had a big van that had our unit logo, sprayed on the side. I get out, and there's like four of us, and this staff sergeant was just stinking drunk, just being just a raging fucking asshole, would not listen to reason. I literally had to pistol whip him with a Smith & Wesson Model 19 357, which was my personally owned weapon.
Yep.
He had to get like 3 or 4 stitches the next day in his chrome dome, and we zip tied him. And this is happening right in front of all the VMPs. There's like 6 of them.
Right. They're just like, all right, minding our business.
We walk right by him. Hey, what's up? Throw him in the van. We just drive off. And the next day when he sobered up, he was like, thanks, man. You probably saved my career there. I was, fucking heavy. He basically reached bullshit saturation, and he had like a pretty bad drinking problem.
Yeah.
And he wound up going into a SAPA for, I think, 4 or 6 weeks to get beyond the whole drinking thing.
Get clean, yeah.
Yeah, and I believe he retired as a sergeant first class like 8 years later. I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, I had to bounce a pistol off his head and got some stitches, but now he has a pension if he's still alive, and it all worked out.
Yeah, you're welcome, bud.
Yeah, and then we had another one where I got called to basically one of the main gates. It's by the Madigan Army Hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And I had 4 Rangers that stunk of alcohol, and the guy at the gate made them park in the visitor parking lot.
Yep.
And said, you have 2 choices. We can call the MPs and we'll give you all breathalyzers, or we'll call your chain of command and they'll come get you. So again, my phone rings. I'm on CQ. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll be right there. I drive there in the drunk van, and they all think they're going to get in. I'm like, no. Here's your road vests, and I'm turning on the hazards. You're running behind the van all the way back to the battalion, which 6 miles.
Oh man,
yeah,
they would not let us get away with that anymore. But I love that.
Well, that's the way it should be.
It is.
Because listen, people are stupid. They're going to do stupid stuff from time to time. You just can't nail every idiot to a cross.
No.
If they're habitual idiot, okay, I got it.
Yeah.
But, if you're going to
sometimes it's a learning opportunity. Depends on the severity of the situation.
Yeah. And like when you go in the military, you're like 18 to 22 years old. You are not, thinking on 8 cylinders. You're like a 6-cylinder thinker.
No. All I needed to see to realize that was the privates coming in now after I was out of that range. Just, they're babies. They don't know what they're doing.
Oh yeah, I know. It's literally they got an 8-cylinder engine. They're firing on 6, and the 2 are misfiring because of dick thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes it's 4 out of 8 cylinders are compromised from dick thinking, and they just do all kinds of stupid shit. So how many calls did you go on, that where there was actual, fisticuffs going on between couples?
I would say maybe 10% of the calls I went on were like active fights. Rest of them were either past tense or escalating, and they were complaining, but it wasn't actually at that point.
Yeah. How many drunk driving, arrests do you think you made in your career so far?
Drunk driving. I used to keep track of the stat because we have that whole Moms Against Drunk Driving award ceremony nonsense. But I would say drunk driving, typically, I would get 3 a week in my town back when I was on patrol.
3 a week, huh?
Yeah, about 3 a week. Because you got to understand, the second you get a DUI, your night's over. That's all you're working on that night.
Yeah.
The paperwork for those is massive, especially because my state basically lets them off the hook or gives them, a wrist slap. So you need to have like an airtight case. My reports, my drunk driving reports, were usually like 14 pages, whereas my like actual assaults were maybe 3 pages.
Yeah.
And that's just because of the lawyers and how they do it.
Okay. So 3 a week, huh?
Yeah.
So what would be the usual outcome for first offenders?
For drunk driving or for domestics?
Drunk driving.
So it's if we do get them drunk and they fail their field sobriety tests, it's a summons, and usually it's a slap on the wrist. It's like your 3rd or 4th DUI is when you really got to start worrying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I got pulled over once and they wanted to do the roadside thing, and I'm like, just give me the breathalyzer. Just give me the breathalyzer. I blew 0-0, and I'm like, okay. So like,
you saved yourself a lot of time. Those tests take time.
Well, I have really bad balance because I, got my bell rung in Iraq real bad.
Yep.
And I'm not going to be able to do any of that stuff effectively. And literally, I'm just like, just pull out the breathalyzer. Let's do this.
Do you know if your eyes bounce with the horizontal gaze nystagmus?
I think they might actually.
Yeah. So I had a guy in my unit. I forget what branch he was, but me and like the other cops at the unit, we were showing people field sobriety tests, and we checked him out, and he wasn't drinking. Like, we were all with him the entire day. We were in the field, but the horizontal gaze nystagmus, the follow the finger test, follow the finger with your eyes test, that's the most accurate test. That's the one that'll actually tell you if someone's been drinking. He gave the signs like he was drinking. Like a ton, but he didn't have a single drop. And yeah, he had a TBI from Iraq.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I literally, they blew my vehicle up while I was in it. It was somewhere between 40 to 60 kilograms of some type of explosive, and it went off like 8 feet off the front bumper.
Yeah,
and the 30-pound brain individuals who went and checked it out basically said that everyone in the vehicle I was in absorbed 2 to 3 times the concussive force needed to instantly kill a human being.
Jesus.
So why I'm still here, I have no idea.
Oof.
But and that changed my life. Like literally, from 2004 to like 2010, my life was just shit trying to recover from this, the TBI, and then having to like put on that brave face and like look normal, while in the background everything is just fucked up.
Yeah.
That was really tough. That was.
I gotcha. Yeah.
So that's pretty much what happened. Yeah. So you think it was wise for me to just ask for the breathalyzer?
In that case, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you might have pissed them off a little. Depends what their attitude was, but if you haven't drank anything, you're just wasting your own time doing the field sobriety tests. Whereas if you had drank something, I would say do the field sobriety tests, because that burns time, because they have to brief you on it. It's like doing a piss test or an APFT. You have to have the commander tell you the whole 20-minute spiel. So by the time you actually get to doing it, maybe you'll be all right. But if you haven't drank anything and you're just trying to get home, just do the freaking breathalyzer. Save everybody some time,
Does your state have DWI checkpoints?
Yes. However, they have to notify everybody that they're going to be putting them up. So the idea is, rather than catch people drunk and catch people doing it, it's just hey, we're putting this up, don't do it, or don't drive this way.
It's because I got we had to go through one of those mandatory checkpoints.
Right.
I was the designated driver, so I'm driving a van, and I got like 8, maybe 11 people in there. Everyone's just racked out, drunk, whatever. It's like 30 in the morning. I roll up, roll the window down. They're like, of course it stinks like alcohol.
Of course.
And they're like, give me your ID. I give them my driver's license, military ID. They're like, hey, there's alcohol going on. You need to come out here and do a breathalyzer. I'm like, yeah, no problem. Get out of the van, do the breathalyzer 0.0. And then they're like, yeah, we're gonna pull everyone out. We want to search the van. I'm like, no, we're not.
Yeah, why?
I'm like, I'm not playing those games. They're like, well, this is a military vehicle and we could search it. I'm like, well, if you are on Fort Bragg, which we're not, because I can see the sign right there. So no, we're not doing the search. Thank you.
Was it MPs?
No, there was some MPs there, but there was, because it was off of Fort Lewis, there was also some like civilian cops there. And they're the ones that wanted to do the searching. The MPs were like,
what's their reasonable articulable suspicion? The fact that you're driving and you are not drinking?
Yeah, I have no idea. But they made me pull over, and like everyone else in the van who was like drunk standing around, they're like, just let them search the van. I'm like, no, I'm doing this on principle.
No, it's the principle.
And I'm the designated driver.
Everybody shut up and let me do this.
And I haven't been drinking. No one's searching the goddamn van because I don't know what's in there. Because these, listen, Joe.
Who knows what the chuckleheads brought with them.
I'm not playing that game. I'm not going up and smoke because some dumbass brought some shit in there and didn't want to get caught.
Yeah.
No, we're not playing that. So, as a patrolling police officer, when you come up on somebody and they're, cooperative, will they have a much easier time than somebody who's just a coarse asshole?
With me and with a reasonable officer, yes.
Okay.
Having said that, I've talked about those personalities already. There's always going to be that cop who just rolls up to a scene hot for no reason.
Yeah.
But me, I keep it chill. I keep it mellow. If they escalate it, I will escalate to counter that.
Mm-hmm.
But with the intent of things simmering down. I'm not looking to throw my back out. I'm too old for this shit.
The same way.
Yeah. Like, listen, it can be so easy. Just listen to the words I'm saying. I'll listen to the words you're saying. We'll do this like humans. But if you're going to freak out on me and try and pull a knife or something, we're going to do it a completely different way.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Watch Grunt Speak live every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to join Popp for Supporters Sundays, go to redonkulous.com/donate and make a monthly pledge. A link is in the Meat Gazer box.